This is episode 9 of the Away End podcast. We got Johnny, Oliver, Tyler, and Jeff with us today. Axel should be joining soon. But yeah, tons of news. We'll get straight into it. The league is coming. All the leagues are starting soon. Premier League, La Liga. I think even Serie A starts this week, and Bundesliga maybe a week after. I don't have the exact dates, but a lot of teams are starting up. Preseasons are ending. Obviously, we saw the first quote unquote competitive tournament just recently. Whether the teams played competitively or not, I'm sure one team did more than the other. You guys can tell. I'm talking about the Community Shield, Arsenal City. Arsenal did get the win against City. Tyler, I think I saw a stat that said this is City's third Community Shield in a row that they've lost. Is this just part of the fact that they don't take this seriously, or what do you think about this going? I want to get your opinion since you're the only person here that's has a team in that match.
Yeah, I think it's just a lack of. I wouldn't say it's a lack of care, right? They like winning games.
Yeah.
But like, if it was more important, like Hollywood wouldn't have been subbed off. Like De Bruyne would have played for 90, right? Like fitness or not. Like if it was a competitive game, lineups probably would have been different, right?
Yeah.
Um, so we'll see. Like it's one of those things where like I haven't worried about it. Like I mean I think Pep said it best. He's like we've been in the last 3 community shields because we won the last 3 prems. Like so
Yeah.
like, we're not worried about the community shield.
Yeah, I did see that, and I mean that's a respectable. Well, I mean, like he's being honest. To get to the Community Shield, you have to either win something. So it's not like they're having bad seasons. It's not even that they're having a bad start to the season. It's just
It was
priorities and
also and it's also just like super unlucky too. I don't know if we're talking about the game today, but like it was like the 111th minute, right?
deflection. Yeah,
Yeah, the deflection. Like KDB had a quote. He was like, "Yeah, it's just it's a crap goal. Like it happens. Like there's nothing you can do to stop it or change what happened. And then because it's the Community Shield, the penalties rule happens and whatnot. Like it's just another one of those games."
now, is that new to the Community Shield, the going straight to pens, or is that always been a thing?
Um, City lost just in the 90 minutes last year to Liverpool, so I'm not really sure how new it is, but like I'm
Okay.
assuming it's based on the change to the Carabao Cup, how there's no extra times, they just go to penalties instead of a replay. So I'm assuming it's something to do with that type of nature.
Yeah.
So, but like it's also backwards too because like I don't know if we're gonna talk about it today or later on and whatnot, but like the new wasting time rules. But like
Yeah, we
it's just
did
one of
talk
those
about.
things. They made that penalty like no more overtime, just penalties in these two competitions. But then like they want to add more minutes on. Like it's just like I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
get more clarification on it when the season starts and clarification on what teams think about it. But obviously, City and other people aren't a fan of it right now.
so Johnny, I know you loosely follow Arsenal. Obviously, support them. Main team is United. What are your takeaways from this game? Arsenal did look like they were, fighting for this a little bit more than City was. It seemed like it meant more for them to win it than City. They did look good. They did look sharp, but like Tyler mentioned, they did have to get a little bit of luck to get a goal. And secondly, it wasn't City's strongest team. So how much do we take away from this? The main thing I took away from it is they need a striker. Obviously Gabriel Jesus is injured. It's not a serious injury, but Havertz, unless he just gets some magic in his feet and starts finishing every chance he gets, he doesn't look like the guy that's going to be scoring all the goals. So that's what the main thing I noticed was they're going to need either Nketiah or Balogun to step up or sign in striker last minute, but it doesn't look like Havertz is going to be the guy. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think just overall, maybe we did see City not take the competition seriously. I think both teams just didn't have their best day on the day. Arsenal definitely going forward looked like they struggled without this number 9. We talked about it as soon as Arsenal signed Havertz. Is he going to play the 9? And how that didn't really work out at Chelsea, and so putting him in this same position here, like I said, this is almost his scapegoat at
Yeah.
this point, just making him the scapegoat. But overall, the man that I was really impressed with was Timber. He looked really good
Yeah.
out there. That was really good to see. Good signs on him on his first day with the team. We talked about why Tierney isn't getting a starting spot, and clearly Timber already shows he's a better left back than Tierney, at least in that game itself. But I was good to see Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe didn't get a whole lot of minutes last season, so finally letting him get some game time, I guess. But yeah, overall, I don't know. I think just between the two sides, again, we could have wished for a better game, but it is what it is. Again, it's preseason. It's nothing to do. Honestly, this is how they play in the Prem. Arsenal still have a long way to go if they want to win the Prem.
Yeah, I did want to touch on Timber. You mentioned that. I think out of all the signings Arsenal made, this guy, as of now, it's still preseason, still early doors. It looks like their best signing because Arsenal need cover in the defensive areas when they get an injury. You know, they always seem to drop in form. And this Timber guy, he can play everywhere. You know, he can be center back. So in preseason, he was playing right back, and now in the Community Shield, he plays left back, and he's done the job in all of those positions. So I think personally, this guy just being so flexible has been so far the signing of the season for Arsenal specifically. Outside of that, I agree with the Smith Rowe thing. I think it's nice to see him, obviously, because he did have that one season where he was the guy. For him and Saka were the two guys that Arsenal was counting on, so it's good to see him back on the pitch. Yeah, outside of that, Odegaard and Saka still looking sharp. Declan Rice did look a lot better than he had in preseason games. Jeff, Oliver, you got anything you want to talk about, whether it be City or Arsenal?
Not really. I mean, I don't know much about the Community Shield, so but if it's an L City takes, I wouldn't be too stressed, to be honest.
Yeah. Oliver?
I just have to say that the game was boring.
Yeah.
I mean, it was dreadful to watch, to be honest. Glad it
Yeah,
was preseason.
I mentioned in the Discord, I was kind
can't
of,
lie though.
yeah,
That was a goal lasso by that Cole Palmer guy.
it was a sick goal. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. Good to see him getting more into the squad, Tyler. I know you've been hyping him
How
up
old
for a
is he?
while.
He's a youth. I had no
He's
clue.
a youth academy, like he's below 18. I don't know.
Jeez.
I'll find
I
out.
don't think
baller.
he's 18. I think he's 20, maybe 19.
Oh, okay, my bad. He probably turned 20.
He's still
21.
young, though.
21. Yeah, he's 21.
21.
He's
Yeah.
a baller.
It looked, that was a good
I was
goal.
gonna say
So
what I was
far.
gonna say is what I didn't touch upon was Holland's definitely a savage for holding up the 3 when he was getting the boost from the Arsenal.
Yeah, that's the,
Yeah, y'all can boo
you
me,
gotta
but
love that. You gotta love that.
a little trouble. I love that type of stuff, bro. I love that type of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I mentioned this when we talked about it, but I just think, you know, they took that like it was a Premier League title. You know, they
Arsenal?
celebrated
Yeah.
so hard, and it's like, come on, you know. Last time we saw it celebrate like halfway through the season, I think it was that crazy,
Yeah.
and they bottled it. So I hope that they don't take this and keep going with it. I just like focus up for the next game and keep the energy, but. I don't know. It was just a little too much to me, you know. It's good that they're happy, but
Well-
I mean, they didn't win anything really significant, in my opinion.
Well, like you know why they're super happy, right?
They can say they beat City or
Well,
They
I
got a
mean, like
trophy?
it's just yeah, exactly. Arteta's 3 trophies at Arsenal are 2 Community Shields and an FA Cup. Like,
yeah, I think in terms of
The
Arsenal,
men are getting a parade bus for that
yeah.
shit.
I think in terms of Arsenal, like I think they're happy because one, they beat City, which was the team they lost out to every competition.
they
but-
tied City though.
Yeah, exactly. But the fact that they got a trophy over them, it's like they feel like, oh, even though it wasn't a full strength City, they got one over them, you know. So it's something to celebrate. And the secondly, it's just a trophy. You know, every time a season ends, they always ask, "What did you win?" At least, even though it's almost a meaningless trophy, they can still go to at the end of the season and say, "Yeah, we won the Community Shield." So I guess that's part of the reason why they're celebrating, but they definitely need to, you know, focus up, like you mentioned, Oliver, and keep, you know, the form that they were in at the start of the season throughout the whole league that's coming up this season. They can't have that drop in form, or else they're going to be nowhere near City. But yeah, I was just gonna mention. You mentioned this game was a little boring. I was a little upset too because I remember in past years we had like Liverpool cities, and those games were very intense, and those games were really nice to see. And I thought those were sometimes the games of the season, and the season hadn't even started. And I was looking forward to something like that, and unfortunately we didn't get it. But also it's kind of expected. Jeff, you had something you were gonna say?
I was gonna ask, besides Timber, who on City side or besides Palmer, I guess, who stood out for City?
I'm glad you brought that up, Jeff. Because the guy that I was gonna say, I have two shouts actually. I was gonna Kovacic is 64, 65 minutes, probably the best midfield minutes that any midfielder has seen in the last couple of weeks for City. As far as rotation players go, Phillips can't even lace up Kovacic's boots after that 64 minutes. But the real shout is Akanji. Watching him play left back was interesting. And I say that because Tyler was big on he's a center back, he's a center back, he's a center back. And I watched him make so many darting runs upfield and creating so much on that left hand side. And it was just surprised me to see how like quick he was to try and get involved with the offense at like left back in that game. And like I said, just normally that's Cancelo, that's Kyle Walker. This is even like who's that other Donny you guys had? Oh my gosh, I can't think. I can't think. I said Cancelo already. I don't or
Frenchman?
Ake, a left
Yeah,
back.
Ake's a
Okay.
beast.
Again, these are guys who I expect to, be doing that in a Pep Guardiola system. Not guys like Akanji. Akanji's a big dude, bro. Like this man is 6'1". Like he's a big dude. So having him run on the wing and getting involved in offense was something that I didn't expect. And so to see him do what he did in the final surprised me a lot, actually.
Um, just to like further that point, he's the only person that's played all four spots in the back. So like it's only him. Like even
Walker's probably played off.
even Ake, but Walker's never played left back. So that's what I'm saying. He's played all four sides. But like Ake's not even that great offensively. Like Akanji, I'm trying to find the video of it now. But like he had assists last season. Like Akanji is like one of the only, I guess, if you whatever you want, defenders with the license to go forward. That's not
He had
like what
one
you would
assist in
expect.
the Prem last season.
Yeah, I think he had one in the Champions League too, versus Madrid. I had to go back and look, but like it's one of those things where it's just like you don't expect a player like that to do that, but that's just where the homework
Was
of
the
City comes in
Champions League.
because like you could argue that everyone besides DS now has the license to go forward. Like even like highlights, and we'll talk about it when it comes up, but of Guardiola from Leipzig, and especially with Croatia on the left, like he's the same thing, and so it's gonna be a weird one for sure. Like how are you gonna just balance it out?
Yeah. All right, so moving on from the Community Shield, we'll just stick to Premier League and talk about the upcoming season. We're just around the corner. Premier League's coming up, and I did want to talk about the teams that we personally support here on the podcast, their first matches and what we think about it. So we'll obviously start at Tyler with City. You guys have Burnley. That your prediction that they're almost going to beat you again going to come true, or what's your
sure.
thoughts?
I think it's I gambled on it while I was in Kansas. I think it's over 3 goals total. Whether
So you guys
that's
are going to
2
win 6-0, but they're almost going to beat you.
maybe. Fingers crossed. What I am mad about though, and I didn't know this until just like before we hopped on here. City play 4 games in 2 weeks. The first week of the season. And make it 5 if you count the Community Shield. Like how crap is that?
Yeah, maybe. And again, that's probably why Holland doesn't see as many minutes as he saw.
Yeah, because we played yesterday, and then we play on Friday. Then we play the Super Cup on Wednesday, and then we play in the Premier League again on Saturday. And I'm just like, what are we doing?
Crazy.
This preseason just ended. Like, I'm not trying to
That's
play
what happens when you win the
Seville.
treble. You get invited to all of these
Yeah.
finals.
I'll go with City. I mean, like again, like it's our first Super Cup ever. But like, I really don't care. Like, just schedule it 8 months away. I don't like. We don't need a Super Cup. Do I get a cool like sticker on my shirt for the Super Cup? Like, that's the point of the Super Cup? Is it the Community Shield for Europe? I don't care. I don't need it.
Pep cares though.
I mean, certain clubs count them. I guess. I don't know. I don't think they should. Like it's. I don't know, what's whatever.
If they add drip to the kit, I'm caring.
You can. With the Club World Cup
Super
badge.
cut.
Club World
Super
Cup
cut.
badge.
I just thought
Put
about that too.
stickers on the kit.
The Champions League doesn't do that either, do they? There's no like
add a
Champions League
number.
sticker for the winner.
You
right?
add the number.
Tottenham should
add
get
the
the
number.
Tiger
Well, no,
Cup
but-
on that
No,
jersey.
You'll
but, like,
you'll
that's-
get one when you play Champions League. You'll have a patch now. This is one.
Well, yeah, right. But I'm saying like for the previous seasons, like so the World Cup, they have that gold sticker on it because they're
Yeah.
the previous World Cup champion.
Yep.
There's nothing like that for the Champions League, right? I'm not
Just
crazy.
your
Just the
Champions League
number goes
trophy.
up.
Yeah. Well, you don't even have a trophy yet, so you'll have
Well,
a trophy and
we
then
do
get the
now.
one. Yeah, exactly.
I'm aware of not
Exactly
having a
what I'm
trophy
saying.
in my
Yeah,
brand.
your patch, you'll get a patch, so you will actually get something new, and then get your number on there. So it is in City's case, it is new.
$10 for the extra patch. I'm not doing it.
All right, so in terms of the Community Shield winners, Arsenal, they played Nottingham Forest. You guys have any predictions on this? I just feel like Arsenal,
Should be a dub.
the Arsenal, and statistically it should be a dub, yes. But
I think it's a Matt
do you
Turner shutout.
do you think that they get overconfident based off this win, and they
No.
think they're too good to even try hard, or
No, Arteta knows what it is.
you think so?
know
You
what
have
it
faith
is.
in Arteta? Okay.
I do. He's made some good moves.
I'd agree. I think Arsenal should control this game. I mean, we saw Arsenal start strong last season. I think they're going to do the same thing this season. I think it's just a matter of when it comes down to, the final 10 games, whether Arsenal can keep up, and that's where it matters most for them. But I think throughout most of the season, they'll be winning the games they need to win. Chile's not here yet, so maybe he hops in. We will talk about Chelsea because it is Chelsea, Liverpool, Devin. Both Chile and Devin are here, so fortunately, won't get their thoughts on that. But that's the game I'm most excited about, just because it's the first two big teams, and Chelsea with the brand new squad, Pochettino, Liverpool with some new players, and just another year of Nunez and all the players that they've been working. Obviously, McAllister did get injured, so that's unfortunate for them. They're still trying to work out a midfield deal, so who knows if they get that done. They get a new midfielder by the time, especially with McAllister injured, by the time that game starts. And Johnny, since you are here, we will talk. Manchester United play Wolves. Thoughts on that?
Should be an interesting game. I think we'll win it. I don't see. I know Wolves did struggle last year. The same thing kind of with Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
I didn't get to say too much about. I'll go back. Burnley are almost gonna beat City, and the score's gonna be 4-0.
For sure. It's closer than anybody else has got.
And then what's it called? Yeah, Arsenal's winning that Nottingham Forest game, and then I don't see United struggling with Wolves. That could be a 2-0.
Do you think your striker starts this game? Your new striker? No?
No.
Has he played yet? Was there a preseason game since he's been there? No.
No, he hasn't. He
Yeah.
hasn't played it. He hasn't had any minutes yet. But yeah, I don't think Hoyland. If he
better
sees
play.
anything, he maybe sees 10 minutes. I don't think. Unless we're down, unless we're losing. Yeah, but I what's crazy enough is Sancho might play through the middle of this game. And again, this is probably the test. Again, the Mourinho said it about Rashford. You can't put Rashford in the middle. He's just not a Premier League striker. Sancho is definitely not a Premier League striker. So again, if he can make it work, so be it. But I don't see it working out. So that's
No.
why they're doing the Hoyland deal. But
Is this Sancho's make or break season?
I think I gave up on Sancho last year.
Okay, so you already gave up.
So he can leave. To be honest,
How long has he been at Manchester United?
2 years already. This is his third year, I think.
No way. It's way longer than that. He's been terrible forever. What do you mean? Hold on.
But
He has been pretty
it
bad.
was just
But
it was just a long year with the World Cup, I think.
I think if considering the fact that he's probably not gonna leave, I think I would give him this season to be his final season to show what he's made out of. If he
I'd
can
hope.
finally, hopefully he does. But I don't I don't really have
How
any
many
faith
goals
in
does he
him.
get, Fabry?
I don't know, man. He just doesn't look like a player he used to
Does
be.
he even score?
That's a
Did
good
you-
question
82.
because
Did you fact check me, Tyler? Was it 2 years ago?
I'm finding it right now.
Chile. Okay, so while Tyler's looking at that, Chile, we're talking about Premier League games. First game of the season starts here soon. Chelsea,
Yeah.
Liverpool. What are your thoughts playing Liverpool? First off, McAllister is injured. You guys did lose Nkunku for a couple months. New season, new signings, new coach. What are your thoughts on this game?
Well, I had no idea McAllister got hurt, so that's kind
Yeah.
of crazy. Um, honestly, I don't know how to feel about the game still. Losing in Cuckoo is always not a good thing to hear, especially for Chelsea standards. I'm pretty sure we didn't go. Well, we got Nico Jackson, so he's gonna be our only
In
player.
the preseason, who scored besides Nkunku?
Nico Jackson.
Jackson.
Okay.
And Mudrick
He's that
did
dude
get
from
some
Villarreal.
goal.
Dude from
Yeah,
Villarreal, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
He played. He had a really good preseason.
Yeah.
A really good one. Him and Cuckoo, I think, had the best preseason from the
Tyler
whole
thinks
squad. I don't have any expectations for the first game. I think Liverpool would on paper be the team that wins, even without McAllister. Just because we're talking about a brand new Chelsea team under Poch. I mean, I still have faith that maybe we can get a draw. Who is home? I think Liverpool's home, right?
I can't
No, Chelsea
say
is.
Chelsea.
Chelsea's home,
Yeah.
so that helps a lot, honestly. Um, I mean,
They're playing at Anfield is not easy.
wait, who's home?
No,
At
I'm
Stamford
saying you
Bridge.
guys are at Stamford Bridge. I'm saying yeah, it does help a lot because playing at
Yeah,
Anfield
cause
is not.
oh yeah, playing at Anfield is always hard. So yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't know. The only thing that I could say is Liverpool have been looking at the best in the defense this preseason. They've been allowing a lot. I don't think they kept one clean sheet during preseason. I know that doesn't speak much, but I know the big games they were using their best defensive line, and it's looking like Luis Diaz and Jota are on fire already. So it's not looking too good. We're talking about a Liverpool team that they know how to play together. They just been dealing with a lot of injuries last season. So, like I said, on paper it should be it go to Liverpool, but playing at the Stamford Bridge could give us that home advantage and the new coach bounce. That's all I'm praying for. So we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, this is one of those games I can't really put my finger on what to expect.
We also lost West. We already talked about that the other.
Fofana, yeah.
Yeah, we lost Fofana too, so it's not looking too good, dude.
I'm excited about this game. One, like I mentioned earlier, because it's the only game this week where it's like two big teams head to head. But
Yeah,
mainly just because I want to see what Push does in the Prem with this team.
yeah,
Obviously, his best player in Kunku is out, which is unfortunate, but you still got to be able to play with what you got. And Push is
yeah,
to manage all the players and see what kind of system he does. And Liverpool's a huge test, so I'm excited. We'll move on from Premier League, just because obviously a lot of us are Real Madrid fans. Just talking about Real Madrid's first game of the season. It's coming up here too. It's against one of the tougher teams in the league, Atletico Bilbao. Based off of what we've seen in
away.
preseason and with the signings we've done, what are your guys' thoughts on this? I'll start off by saying I am not that confident. Seems like we are not very threatening in the attack. Um, Obviously, preseason isn't the end all be all, but we've also haven't looked great in defense. We've been leaking goals left and right. It seems like we've been conceding really early in preseason. So it's like we start playing better towards the end of the game, start dominating even possession, but we're already down. So if we can't score, we're obviously not coming back. So losing Benzema was always going to be a hard, thing to do. It's a hard player to replace. Joselu, I think he needs to get more minutes because it's obvious we need a number 9. He's not a Benzema replacement, but we need somebody there because Jude is not a 9 either, and that's what he's been playing lately. I love Jude, and he's been killing it, but he needs to be in the midfield. I don't think he should be playing false 9. That's my thoughts on it. What are your guys' thoughts, and what do you expect? I do think we'll get the job done, but it's probably going to be close to a draw in like late minute. Rodrigo or Vinny do something. That's my thoughts.
I'll go first. I'm really nervous, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I think everyone's on the same page where we're saying that we need that one special player that can just bring us up to the next level. Either we all know the rumor is that Mbappe is the one that's gonna be there, but I don't know. I'm hearing too many things that it's not gonna be until next season, so we might just have to end up dealing with having putting our faith in Rodrigo and Joselu if we end up using them in like I don't know with two up top or we play the three attackers and just play Rodrigo and Rodrigo as a false 9 and Joselu as our 9. But I'm really nervous. Athletic Bilbao is not a team that you can not be ready to play against, especially when they're at home. You can't mess around with Athletic Bilbao. They're one of the top teams every season in La Liga, and it just shows that they're doing things correctly. I'm excited. Honestly, I think all the players are excited to get this first game. You know, just going for the season and seeing which direction we go. Um, I think another positive thing we can talk about is that this is Ancelotti's last season, so I think the players will want to give their all, like to give a send off for Ancelotti.
Yeah, that's a good point. I actually never really thought of that. You know how well Ancelotti has his team chemistry. They all love him and die on the pitch for the guy. So yeah, that might be
Yeah,
some element to why they might try even harder in the league for him to get a final trophy for him to send him off in a
I
good
do
way.
want to ask one question to all the Madrid fans, real quick. How many trophies do we need to win for this year to be a successful season?
One.
I
You're
think
not a
I
Madrid
I
fan.
I think if we can win the La Liga, dude, I think
Mhm.
that's good enough.
I,
Okay.
Cause
I
honestly, I don't see it like with the Champions League and
we need
Yeah.
a 9 for
Copa del
Champions
Rey,
League.
dude. We need a 9, and it's
We don't
it's
have a
Yeah.
it'd
9.
be great, but it just very tough.
We have
Yeah.
some time
Johnny.
left. Yeah, go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead. You muted, bro.
Uh.
You're
No,
right. You're
no.
right. My bad. My bad.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I'm on the same boat as bad as it sounds. They do need at least one trophy. You know, um,
Yeah.
and the main thing is, you know, can we win the league again? If we're already dismissing Champions League because we don't have a 9, we either need to get a 9 to compete in Champions League, or again, we need to figure out how to win the league over the course of 30 something games. Again, Barca whooped us in that exhibition match, so again, they're not going to take La Liga lightly. They won it last year, so they want to be winning again. So again, it's how bad did the players want it? Again, that boost right there for maybe a good send off for Ancelotti. I
Mhm.
also see it as a bad point too, because maybe if the league starts to become less achievable, half of these players are Brazilian. They're gonna go, well, we're gonna see him in a few months anyway, so we don't really have to
Yeah.
work as hard. You know
True.
what I mean?
Good point.
So
I think.
there's
I think.
good and positives, but overall, I want to be positive because I'm a Madrid
Yeah.
fan. So that's just where I'm at right now.
Yeah. In
You
my
know,
I, in my eyes, I say I feel the same way. We have to win at least one trophy. I think for me, for it to be a good season, we have to win La Liga. I think that would be probably the best send off for Ancelotti. I mean, he deserves it. I think we have the players to win La Liga. That's fact. I don't care if we don't have a number nine. I know we can win La Liga without a number nine. Even if we end up starting Joselu, that's perfectly fine with me. I have faith in Joselu. I've seen good things from him. So the overall, I think we have the squad to win La
I
Liga. I
I
don't think
think
we
I
have
have a little
excuses.
bit higher expectations just because man to man, I think we have too much quality as a team to not have more than one trophy. I think one trophy is the bare minimum. I
Hmm.
personally would want to see at least two, whether that be La Liga and Copa del Rey.
Yeah.
I don't think besides Barca, there's no team that could really compete with our squad, striker or not. And I mean, you guys saw the game in person. We destroyed Barcelona in terms of the midfield. If we had a nine and didn't hit in five posts, I think we run away with the league if we get somebody to score goals or Joselu or Rodrigo find form. I expect a lot from this team. Personally, I'm expecting one bare minimum, two trophies at least. I want the Copa del Rey. I want La Liga. I can't say we're gonna compete in Champions League unless we get a nine, because that's one of those things where you need somebody to be clinical. I think we'll go far in it, but I don't know if we have enough to win it. But I'm gonna say I want one bare minimum, two at least. That's my target. But yeah, we'll see how the season goes. I'm excited. This is the most excited I've been as of late because of the signings we've had. But if we can get a nine, I'll be even more excited. We're gonna move on to confirmed
I
transfers.
got a hold on. I got a
Oh, go
question
ahead,
about
Jeff.
Madrid. Y'all like how far in the Champions League would you guys accept?
I mean,
Quarters.
without a nine, it's
Quarters,
quarterfinals.
Yeah.
quarterfinals.
Until we
Also, I
get
have
like
another
a
thing.
dedicated nine, then
Okay. What about you, Twist?
I mean, yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable.
Reasonable.
Quarterfinals without an eye, man. Joselu is good. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's just he's unlucky. I think he's gotten multiple chances to just bang it in, but either goes wide or it
I got
gets blocked. But if
Because
he can work on
it's
that, I think we got a
yeah.
chance. But I don't think it gets to this. That means it's getting very competitive, and if we don't stay healthy, that's another thing.
Yeah.
It can get bad quick.
Damn. So honestly, it sounds like you're just hoping for the best.
Sounds
Like
like y'all need to focus on Copa del Rey and just hope for a trophy.
I
I
was gonna
don't think
say,
La
like
Liga is too hard to
do you guys
win,
rate
dude.
Copa del Rey because y'all won it last year and
The
not a whole
problem
lot of
is
celebration.
the problem is with the Copa del Rey, it's like any other domestic cup. Some teams just don't take it seriously, bro.
Mm,
Like, I mean, we've been knocked out of the Copa del Rey plenty of times,
mm-hmm.
and it's just because we just take our B team and they're just not good enough. You know what
Mm,
I mean?
Yeah,
And if we think about our B team right now, I mean, I mean, Joselo could be in that team too, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
there's not really that big of expectations. I don't know.
For me
It's
with La
hard to.
Liga, I have high expectations for Madrid because you got to think about it, kid. Last season when Barcelona started pulling away from us, it was because we were making a run in Champions League. We weren't benching Benzema or Vinny at all, so they were doing terrible in the league because they had tired legs. They were not
Hmm.
getting any rest, and then they would not do anything in the league and then ball out in the Champions League. We had no people to rest, and we were just relying on two players, and they were burning them out. And Barcelona started getting wins when we started drawing games. And I think that's going to be the thing. If we don't have a nine, we're probably not going to make a run in Champions League. Meaning, at the end of the season, we'll probably still have a strong squad, and we're going to play stronger field and more rested players, especially with the midfield depth we have now too. I think we're going to have way better run in La Liga. Copa del Rey, it's just a matter how serious we take it. If we take it serious, we're gonna
Yeah.
win easily. I think
Yeah.
uh-huh.
but Champions League, that's one of those things where I don't think you can win without a nine. But we've been
I
on
was
this
gonna
topic.
say who
Yeah,
who subs out for Vinny?
For Vinny, we have Brahim. We have. Well,
Okay.
I think it's only going to be Brahim for the left wing. In the left wing, it's just going to be Brahim, but he can also play cam, so he'll see minutes throughout the whole offensive line. But if Vinny needs rest, it'll probably be Brahim. But yeah, let's move on from that because we've been on Madrid for a little while. Let's go over to our rumors, or transfers rumors. So quickly before we go into confirmed, we'll do a run through of the rumors and talk about the biggest ones. So this one's probably the least likely just because Madrid has come out and said that we're relying on Tchouaméni this season to be our starting center defensive mid, which is our only center defensive mid outside of Camavinga, who we've been using in multiple positions, especially left back. So United is interested in getting Tchouaméni, which, like I said, that's probably 99% not going to happen. Frank Kessie is linked to going to Saudi Arabia. It seems like that deal is almost 90% done. Mo Salah had a huge bid for Al Ittihad in Saudi, and it looks like he is committed to Liverpool. West Ham has just offered Manchester United $77 million for Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay, which got rejected by United. So don't know how much United is expecting to get from those two players, but they also have to be conscious that those players have dropped a lot in value, so they're not going to be able to ask what they would want. They're going to have to settle for a cut price. That those aren't quality players, and in the eyes of the market, they're not going to get top money for those two guys. João Felix has confirmed he is not staying with Atletico Madrid this season. Links to him in the Saudi League, but Al Hilal is looking like they made an approach to him, but that is not confirmed in any stage. Willian has agreed personal terms in the Saudi League. Al Shabab. Fun fact about that is he just extended his contract with Fulham like a couple weeks ago. So, and he's already asking the club if he can leave. Just goes to show you how much power the Saudi League has with that money. And then the two big boys this week. Bayern went in for another, I think it was their third bid for Harry Kane. And Daniel Levy has denied $100 million bid. Is it 100 million or 110? Either way,
100 plus 10.
100 plus 10 deal for Harry Kane. I think at this point he's being way too stingy. I think that is a perfect amount to get perfect. You got plenty of time to sign a big name for 100 mil, and he's gonna walk for free next season if you don't let him go. If Bayern doesn't go in with another offer, Daniel Levy has literally just screwed Spurs. And then finally, Neymar has told PSG he wants to leave this summer. So first Messi left, and Mbappe is looking like he's not even training with the team. He said he can't train with. They said he can't train with the team, so there's a whole mess there. And now Neymar wants to go. Big mess at PSG, but they've also made a tons of signings, so maybe they're okay with letting Neymar go. Huge wage savings if Neymar does leave. So yeah, those are the big rumors this week. You guys have anything you want to touch on?
I would have taken that bid for.
Oh yeah, I think
Fine.
anything above
Fine.
90 would have been a great deal, dude. I don't understand what.
Realistically, though, just think about it. Next year, he has the choice to leave the Prem. Does he leave Tottenham?
No.
Well, the thing is,
Because
next
think
he can
about
go
it,
anywhere for free.
We don't hear anything about Harry Kane pushing to leave the Spurs. I mean, if he really wanted to leave, he could pressure like Mbappe's pressuring. Not as bad, but you could tell that somebody wants to leave to go somewhere else. I mean, it just seems like the efforts are from Bayern and Bayern only. And maybe Harry Kane doesn't want to leave. Maybe Levi does talk to Harry Kane and they have a good relationship. We don't know, but it doesn't seem like Harry Kane wants to go somewhere else. And he wants to win, or he doesn't want to win trophies, but he wants to get that Alan Shearer.
Well, just last season he wanted to go to City and he was pushing for that. So it's clear he does want. Well, yeah, it's clear he does want to leave.
He maybe want to stay in the Prem and he doesn't really care to go to the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's going on.
See, but for Kane, sure, that's fine. I know he's open to leaving, but whether he wants to stay in the Prem, that's one discussion. But for Tottenham as a club, they lose their most prized asset next season for free if they don't sell him now. So in terms of financially speaking, their most beneficial situation is letting Harry Kane go now. And 100 mil is literally the best you can ask for what is he, 30, 31 now? I don't think you can be too stingy on a price like that. And, you know, Bayern, for Kane, he's obviously going to win trophies at Bayern. For Tottenham, 100 mil can get you almost any striker in the market. I think they should have done it, but I don't know. Time's running out.
Yeah, low key as a business standpoint, yo, Levy wild for keeping him. But
Axel, didn't you say you
I
had
honestly
some
think,
fact? Go, keep.
Yeah, supposedly it got reported that Daniel Levy went on vacation and he didn't bother um even answering his phone call from Bayern because he was on vacation in Miami.
Wow.
Well, he does not care. Jeff, what were you gonna say?
let's say, yeah, Tottenham as a like, if you're looking at like business, I feel like that's a big L they're gonna take. 100 mil,
Honestly,
take it, yo. What the hell? But
the
Yeah,
pro
the chin's probably like not like I feel like he's staying. And next year he's going to some other prem team. But like, yeah, I feel like it's that he said fuck the league. I'm not gonna win that, but I'll get my name cemented in that goal
yeah.
record.
Well, also you gotta think about it. Bayern isn't known for paying high wages. If he leaves on a free next season, he's probably gonna get a way better wage contract than going to Bayern now. So,
True that,
because the team's
because
gonna,
Chin got like 4 youths.
and he can get way more in wages because he's gonna be a free agent. So he can ask for more money than he would if they were to pay for him.
So I have a question about free agency. That literally means like you could go whoever the hell you want to, right? Or whoever will take you in, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and when you're a free agent,
In your opinion.
Whoever offers.
yeah, anybody.
and when you're a free agent, you have more
power.
more room to be like, hey, I want this much money because you didn't even have to pay for me. I could go anywhere else. Pay
Okay.
me more and I'll choose you. So,
It also could be the case like this won't happen with Kane, but like this is how like players' careers end. Like no one just offers them a contract.
Yeah.
Like you just no one wants you to play. So like you don't play for anybody.
yeah, that's 100% true. One of those players, which I know he's going to be offered, but whether anybody can afford him, is Neymar. Neymar is obviously looking to get out of PSG. Sure, plenty of teams would want him, but plenty of teams also don't necessarily want a character like that. Want a player that's that injury prone, that's that expensive in terms of wages. I think only the elites would really take a gamble on Neymar. Where do you see Neymar fitting in if he does leave PSG? Obviously, there's rumors that he might want to go back to Barca, but there's also rumors that Xavi doesn't want him at the team because he doesn't think he'll fit with the team chemistry. Where do you think Neymar? Actually, there's also links of Neymar going to Chelsea. What are we thinking here?
Saudi
I mean,
Arabia.
yeah, honestly, that's not a bad shout knowing him.
Nah,
He-
it's Chelsea or MLS to be honest with you. Ever since this whole like
Which
message
team-
went over the world,
which team takes
anyone,
Neymar?
LA,
That
New
is
York,
true.
whoever. Because there was already
He'll probably
links
go to
when
Miami.
remember like links to. He was linked to City, and then he was also offering that same contract Messi was, like 2 years at NYFC or whatever. Like he just go to NYFC now and call it a day. But like, cause like he's done everything, you know,
Yeah.
except for win a World Cup. Like there's nothing left for him to do, except for like ruin his career more. But if I'm betting on it, I bet it's Chelsea because of the Nkunku injury, because of all the players they offloaded. Like it just.
That's
He worked with Poch before. Like it's gonna be like it just makes the most sense on paper if it's gonna be a European move.
that was my kind of thought process with that was especially when there was rumors saying Xavi didn't want Neymar at Barca, and we all know how broke Barca is. They probably couldn't pay his wages to begin with. So if that is something to take into consideration, I feel like Chelsea is the only team, and especially like Tyler mentioned with Nkunku being gone. Axel, would you take Neymar at Chelsea? Chile?
That's a no-brainer.
You still in here, Chile? Yeah.
It's not a no-brainer. I wouldn't take him at City. I wouldn't take him at.
But City has a lot more. City has a lot more resources.
I wouldn't take him at a top 5 Prem team.
Yeah, I wouldn't take him out.
You guys are nuts.
That's why I want to hear Chile's thoughts on this because it's his team that's linked with it. But I don't know where he went.
My headset disconnected.
Chile, we're talking about Neymar. Would you take him?
I mean, yeah, I would take him honestly. I mean, how? Come on, fam. This is one of my favorite players of all
Yeah.
time.
I mean, I
Like,
knew your answer. I just wanted to see
Yeah.
here what you.
I don't care how old Neymar is. I don't know. I don't care how much he can contribute. Like, I just know that wherever Neymar goes, like he's gonna do. I mean, I don't know if I can really say that I've seen a bad performance of him. I've only seen like him not trying,
I can
and
send you
then
the
like
PSG City highlights here in a second.
Him getting
Like-
injured.
Him
I
getting
think
That's
him
it.
and-
That's his
Yeah.
main.
Yeah, Felix need to link up, bro.
That's his main thing is injuries. That's his biggest problem. Yeah, honestly, they can afford him. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of in the same boat with you, Chile. I love Neymar. And last season at PSG before his injury, which is the same thing we always say, he was killing it. He was doing better statistically than Mbappe and Messi. He was carrying
and
the
that's what
team,
I'm saying.
but he gets injured
Like-
and he just disappears, and that's the most
Yeah.
frustrating thing about Neymar. And you can't really say that's not going to happen this season because it's happened every single season. So that's the one downside you get with Neymar.
Yeah.
Shoot, honestly, considering, I mean, we talked about them having a striker. I don't think they would do it. But I feel like Neymar would fit in at Arsenal. Like, just the way they play and the way that they have a goal-scoring midfielders, wingers. I feel like he'd fit in. I don't think he's the guy they need. That's one player I think that they could do with. That could do with the Neymar. They usually don't pay high wages either. Not that type of.
Aubameyang calls him Mikel Jackson because he can't deal with the older players, the senior
That's
players.
true. That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, Neymar is up there.
Maybe. I mean, but again, they can try something new.
That's a good point.
If I'm
Yeah.
Neymar, I'm not moving to the Prem because then I'm getting exposed. Man,
And he's
can't
gonna-
get,
he's gonna get
can't stay
injured.
healthy in France.
Yeah, he's gonna get injured.
Man can't stay
Okay.
healthy in France. I just looked it up.
And once
He's only
I go
played
from
over
Ben Mee
20.
and it's over.
Ben Mee's gonna end Neymar's career,
He's
bro.
on-
Tyrone Mings,
Yeah, low key.
he's gonna snap the guy in half, bro.
He's only played
Yeah.
over 20 games, and
He's over 30 now. It's not worth coming to the Prem.
He'll fit right in Chelsea. Injury FC.
Oh man,
Like I'm saying, he's
FIFA
only
links,
played 20
though?
games once.
Be sick.
people like to be cool. Be like the Willian of old days when he was actually good.
I was gonna say, there's not many very Brazilian links anymore.
No, we lost Fabinho, we lost
Jesus.
Firmino. Just the two Arsenal lads.
I don't think there's another one.
Chelsea.
I don't
Bruno
think there's another
Guimaraes
one.
and Paqueta.
You gonna play Casemiro at CDM, Jeff, or what?
Yeah, Casemiro.
I would.
Maybe it would.
And not in FIFA, you wouldn't. Get the heck out of here.
If I pack him, I have to.
Jeff stands
I
by
play Trent
whoever
FC,
he
yo.
packs,
If I pack,
bro.
yo, you playing?
Yeah, Jeff is true to that.
I'm Trent FC.
All right, let's move into confirmed transfers. So, Axel,
Hold on. I want to
yo, go ahead, go
talk
ahead.
about João Felix. Y'all think Rance was talking about, yo, his career is finished. Go get your money. Go to the Saudi league. But I also did hear he might go to Barca too.
All right, hold on. Let me
You think
say
that guy's career is
something.
finished?
Yeah, I was
How
gonna
old is
touch
he?
on that. Rance is the worst takes in the whole YouTube community. Like that dude, I like the guy a lot, but god damn, he is so quick to say shit that is like so far off base. João Felix is still what, like 23?
23.
What
Yeah,
is-
23.
There's no way a guy's career is over at 23, bro. Like he has,
It's over.
it is not over at 23.
Sanchez' career is over. Mount's career is over. Felix' career.
Apparently the careers are over. but-
Everyone's just dead, bro.
Everyone that doesn't suit his play style is dead, apparently. But yeah, That's a terrible take. But whether he goes to a team that like actually makes him world class again or be mainstream footballer, yeah, he needs to make a good decision. This is probably the biggest decision he has to make because it obviously didn't work out at Atletico. If he goes to Saudi, he will effectively hurt his career. Obviously, he go get the bag,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's in a position where he can only get the bag. Like he's definitely can offer something to a team. He's good enough to offer his, but it's just whether he makes the right decision and if that team goes in for him. But his career is not over, dude. He's 23.
What team
Here-
could get him though?
Just Saudi. No,
I mean, he's been rumored to go to Barcelona because he apparently supports
Yeah.
them. As much as I hate Barca, I feel like he'd fit in their system. Like that's a system that he would fit perfectly in. But I don't want to see that. In terms of
Show your true colors.
in terms
They
of
can't pay. They can't pay for him though. They can
Exactly.
barely sign João Cancelo right now. Like,
and they
our
just
Barca
sold
need
Dembele.
Barca need to worry about their debt before they try signing players, bro. Let's just be real.
which is why I don't think he'll end up there. But in
Maybe-
terms of where he would fit, that's one team. In terms of other teams, I don't know. Newcastle, I don't know. I'm taking shots in the dark now. Chelsea, there you go. It'll finish your loan spell.
Yo.
It didn't go too
I
well
think-
last time, but
AFC, bro. Fuck that.
I
club.
think he should. I think he should go to Inter.
okay, yeah, that's a good spot. That's a good shout too.
think-
Inter
I
or
think-
AC Milan,
I
he
think- I
already
think
knows.
Italy's a
I-
good shout.
It just depends on how much Madrid's going to ask for because he's under contract until 2027. So like, it's going to depend on what the fee is going to be.
Which is
It's like-
why I'll go back to what last year,
Well-
2 years ago, when United offered like 140 mil
They
for
should
João
have
Felix,
cashed, bro.
and they said no. It was the stupidest decision Atletico Madrid could have ever done. They ended up loaning him out that same season, and they decided not to take. That was more than they bought him for. They were already cashing out and getting their money back, getting rid of a player who's probably going to depreciate in value, and they said no. And sure enough, they're in this position now. So just like you mentioned with Harry Kane and playing that risky game, Atletico played that risky game, and it's not paying out. You guys have anything else you want to talk about in terms of rumors before we move on?
Could you go down the transfer list again?
The rumors?
Yeah.
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 So
Like the Trump-
Chouameni, Kane, Kessie, Salah, Willian, João Felix, Maguire, McTominay, Kane, and Neymar. And then any other ones you guys know of, feel free to talk about.
The biggest one that's going to be like the slap in the face to everybody.
Yeah, I feel like all the
City-
Saudi ones are kind of the same. Story.
City's now linked with Minamino.
Really? Jesus Christ. Dude. You guys just don't stop, bro.
To be the bro. I don't know what I mean, bro. We out here just saving money. We said we have the second most expensive defender of all time, and we're just chilling, you know.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But it's rumored to be 45 million for Minamino, and if we sign that deal and it happens, like everybody in the Prem is gonna be upset because they didn't ask for 45 million for Minamino.
Do you guys rate Minamino? Do you think he's a one-season wonder, or do you think he's going to drop?
Oh, you're talking about the Brighton kid.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Japanese guy.
the
Do
Japanese.
you guys think he's a one-season wonder, or do you think he's going to continue to form?
I think if he's with Guardiola, it's not a one-season wonder. If he's with somebody else, it could be a one and done if he doesn't play enough.
Maybe.
I think it just all depends on the project because he's not going to play every week at City, but he's definitely going to improve.
I'd agree with that. All right, anything else before we move on?
Negative.
All right, let's go. We got 4 transfers, confirmed transfers that I want to talk about. So, Chele, your team did make a signing. Robert Sanchez, the goalkeeper, is now a Chelsea
Yeah.
player. So, you guys do have, it could be your starter, it could be a backpack. Who knows what Pochettino decides, but obviously, you got rid of Mendy. Kepa is kind of
Mhm.
in and out. This guy, I like this guy. He's been impressed me multiple times in the Prem. Like he just looks like a very confident keeper. I don't know how he is in terms of playing with his feet. I don't know if coach cares about that or not. I think he does. But what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, how
You
much
start
did
him?
United get? I don't know if I'd start him. Kepa's been doing good. So since at the back half of the season, he ended the season pretty well.
Yeah.
Once Mendy got injured, he got his spot back. He did commit a few mistakes. We already know that's in, like, everyone knows that Kepa's gonna make mistakes. Like, that's just, there's no question about it. So I can't really say that getting the Brian goalkeeper is gonna straight up bench Kepa right away. Um, yeah, I really don't know how I feel about this signing because I want to know how much Onana went to United for.
Johnny, do
If
you
there's a, if
He
there's
got
a play,
50 on it.
that's what I'm saying, bro. If there's
Uh,
a keeper out there like Onana, why don't if we're so worried about Kepa, why don't we just offload him and get a good keeper? One that can play with his feet, or also like I don't. That's the things that I don't understand. Like we'll challenge Chelsea will challenge a team and end up paying more, but when it comes to challenging for a spot that we really need, we're never there. And I've never understood that. Like, bro, Keylor Navas is already playing in the Premier League, and no one's bidding on him. Like, I don't get those type of things that Chelsea be doing, man. There's the players are there, but
and you
they
get
just
Kaler
don't.
for way cheaper than 50
That's
mil.
what I'm saying, dude. If Keylor would play for Nottingham Forest, why would he not play for Chelsea?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why are we going out for a keeper that I don't know, bro. That stuff is
Would you
ridiculous. Like, were we just gonna sign all of Brighton all the time? Like, come on. Like, I'm not trying to look like that team
You're
that,
still working on Caicedo too.
yeah, like
trying to recreate
like
it's
Liverpool?
it's ridiculous.
like
Yeah, I know. It's
Southampton.
Liverpool and
Yeah.
Southampton.
So-
It gets ridiculous. Like, uh, that's how I feel about it right now. Like, Kepa's not good, bro. He's not good enough to play in the Premier League. I'm sorry, man. Like, if you can't play with your feet and you're always scoring own goals into your goal, like you're not good at playing the Prem, bro. You're trash. I'm sorry.
Would you
Like,
take
I
that?
take I'll take Tyler over fucking Kepa, bro. Come on.
And
Would you
don't
take
don't
the hair? Just question, Axel. Would you take the
Yeah,
hair?
take the hair.
De Gea's way better than fucking Kepa, bro. He got
Free
player of
agent,
the
pick
he
him
got
up.
keep he got keeper of the season for. Then there's an bro like you're just pissing me off. Honestly, you guys are just pissing me off, man.
There's so many options.
There's so many options. We go ahead and get this keeper. Like, oh, okay, Brian's good now, and this guy's gonna supposedly challenge Kepa for to be the start. Like, maybe it works out. That's fine. But like,
Yeah.
with all the talent that's out there right now, De Gea's on
So
a
like
free.
the known
Kaylor,
talent. Yeah.
yeah, Kaylor Navas is out there. Onana was in the market for only 50. Like, it's just embarrassing,
60,
bro.
it was 60. Well, we paid 60 for him.
Uh,
uh,
65 even when it came to Chelsea, and with a and add Kepa to the deal, I'd take that any day.
I think the big thing though, like and Axel's forgetting, like I know it's he's from Brighton and whatever, but like this team is in Europa League because of this guy. Like he only conceded 30 goals in the Prem last year total.
Yeah,
Like
which is what my point was.
You
I've been
can
impressed
have
with this guy.
others.
I've been
he's
impressed
so
with this
good.
guy, but the thing I get Axel's point is there's so many players that are like solidified
Okay, so
world
Tyler,
class
Again, though,
slash.
like,
would you?
to this point though, like
Maybe it's a wage thing.
they've been burnt so bad on keepers their entire time. Like they paid too much for Mendy, they paid way too much for Kepa. Like there's nothing wrong with paying 20 million
I'm not
for a
gonna lie.
goalkeeper and an upgrading. No matter what, like Axel's point, though, he just said 30 seconds ago, anyone is better than Kepa. They literally
Yeah,
got anybody. Like,
yeah,
like
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
they got a
yeah.
guy who
Tyler,
finished
please,
sixth in the league.
as a goalkeeper, please be honest with me. Would you have offloaded Mendy over Kepa?
Yes, absolutely. You
Nah,
take the
bro.
money from Saudi and run.
Okay,
You
but
take the
but but besides that fact, like I'm saying, talent wise, for me, I would have let Kepa go instead of Mendy. You telling me
No,
just
no
one bad
they
I'm
season,
being not
no
one
the
being.
the problem with it is Kepa's wage is too high. No one's offering that money for
That's
Kepa,
true.
so you can't
That's
pick and
true.
choose.
Yeah.
That's true.
Overall
Somebody's gonna
talent
offer.
wise, I think you should have just started from scratch. I think you offload both of them.
Both of them, and I said that in the
Because,
beginning
but
of the
like,
transfer window.
I
Yep.
think the biggest thing is too, like, Poch has never been a guy to play out the back, and like you keep talking about playing with your feet and whatnot, but they're gonna
Mhm.
press everybody and play long balls all day. Like, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about playing with your feet in this scenario. I think Sanchez can just fine. Like, you see all
Yeah.
the videos of preseason of Brighton just going through teams, but
Mhm.
like, I think because, like, for example, like, Matt Turner's going for 15 million to Nottingham Forest. You paid 7 million more for a keeper who started every game.
See, this
Like,
this is
that's the
bro. I'm
craziest.
telling you, you
It's such
guys
a
are just pissing
steal.
me off. You're pissing me off, bro. Like, I would take Matt Turner in a heartbeat, bro, over
Over
Kepa,
Robert
bro.
Sanchez? No, you're not.
But
Don't
No,
say
not
that.
Arsenal don't
Sanchez.
sell
I
you
said
him
over
that
Kepa.
cheap.
Over
Well, yeah,
Kepa.
but
Come,
like, that's different though. You're
Arsenal
not gonna
don't sell you
pay.
him that cheap though.
But like, there's no
I
point
I
in
like
Chelsea
Matt
buying
Turner
two
though.
keepers. Like,
I'm not
there's no
saying he's a
point.
bad keeper. I'm just saying
Yeah.
Arsenal. So
Well, he's a beast keeper,
Chelsea.
bro.
Arsenal
He's a
won't sell to
CONCACAF
Chelsea that cheap.
champion.
Yeah, that's a
Okay,
good
he's
point.
a CONCACAF champion.
All
Okay,
right, let's move
not-
on to different signings. So, Johnny, do you want to hear your thoughts on this? He was heavily
Hey,
rumored to.
just stop talking about Chelsea, bro. I'm literally.
All right, then let me move on, fool.
Kovacic was an absolute steal, bro.
Can't
He's easily the best player
Oh,
in the
yes.
Community Shield. And Chelsea
But yeah,
paid 15
Johnny,
million.
Edson Alvarez finally got his new club, and that club ends up being in the Prem, and it's West Ham. West Ham, who we just talked about getting linked to Harry Maguire and McTominay. So, to Tyler's point, if they do get Harry Maguire
Bro,
and McTominay, do they get
Bro, I think-
relegated? Or does
I think-
Edson
bro,
Alvarez save
Oh,
them
we're
from
gonna-
relegation?
I'm gonna step in right now. I think West Ham are getting relegated.
Didn't
'Cause
they
they're playing-
narrowly
they-
escape last season?
Yeah, they were like 17th or 16th or something like that, and
And they
won
want
the
to get Harry
Conference League.
Maguire.
And so they're also gonna be playing in the Europa League because they won that tournament, and like they haven't bought anybody, so their squad depth's terrible. They have no striker because that
They
Italian
lost
dude's still
Declan
not
Rice.
good. They lost
Edson
Declan Rice
Alvarez
and-
is a sick
and
replacement
replaced
for
him from
Rice.
some no name guy from Mexico playing in the
This
Netherlands.
guy.
Like, I don't know what you were gonna do
Uh-huh.
here. It's the craziest thing.
Hey,
Like,
Said no
Tyler
name guy.
Tyler Adams was available for 20 million. Tyler
Yeah,
Adams,
Oliver
a
Oliver
Conca-
came in,
a
man.
CONCACAF
Hold
champion
up.
was available for 20 million from Leeds,
No
and they
name
buy
guy.
some random guy
Aqua
from
come
the
in at
from
the previous
Ajax,
10 million
who's
more than
unproven.
Mexico.
Like, I don't know what's going on here.
Look-
It's so
Oliver's
confusing.
Look at
pissed.
him ignoring the fact every
It's
time.
so
Tyler, can you
confusing.
please
I'm
address
about
the
to
fact
agree
that
with
he's
Tyler for
10 million
Mexico.
more than 10 million more than Pulisic? Can you believe that? Actually, like, can you?
It's such a
Can you?
steal, bro.
Can that
Chelsea was
believe you?
offloading everybody. Why is it about
See,
Pulisic?
look
There's
how
a
he's
DM
not- look how he's
available.
ignoring it. Anyways, as far as the signing, you know, again, this is a good signing. This is definitely the Rice replacement money going
Yeah, for
towards
sure.
you
How
know,
much did they buy him for? I don't know.
235.
That's what I'm asking.
Like I said, 10 more than Pulisic. Apparently the best player in the
Yeah,
U.S.
they
squad. So,
And to your point too, remember they were linked for Paulinha for 90 mil. So to get this
Yeah.
guy for way cheaper is such a good deal.
It's also
Okay.
like they also upcharged them because they know
Not
they have the
finished.
Declan Rice money.
Hey,
And then
Johnny and Oliver, real quick. How much do you think he should have been worth? Do you think that was a good price point for him,
35
or should?
fine, 35.
That's a
is
good
fine.
deal. I mean,
That's
that's the same
around
price he
where
was
he's
rumored.
worth.
Yeah.
That's what I
But yeah,
wanted to hear.
I think it's a good replacement for Rice. You know, maybe McTominay is a good body to have again. I'm not really too familiar with Moyes football. Again, if it struggled last year and they're in the Europa League, it probably won't look too pretty this season. I can't remember if West Ham had too many injuries last year and that was something to do with it too. But again, it just kind of depends. Moyes does have that in his. He's always had that about him. He'll have a really really bad season and then follow it up with either a mediocre season where you go, okay, never mind. You know, we didn't. That last season was just kind of one in a blue moon. He's always just been that type of manager too.
They
But
did keep
yeah.
Paqueta too. They still have him, so that's a bright spot in their kind of position
but
where they're at. They didn't lose their best
he-
players.
Yeah, I don't think they were ever going to. They just gave him the number 10, so I think he knows that they're trying to work a project under him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
So
concerned of whether going for McGuire McTominay is the right approach. I feel like
no,
Edson Alvarez is like definitely a step in the right direction because you got the money for Declan Rice, you get a replacement for cheaper, and then you still have money to invest in a
yeah,
different
yeah.
area. So in that sense, I think it's a smart signing. But I don't agree with going with McTominay, McGuire for the rest of your signings. I think you should look at striker. You should look at. I agree with getting a midfielder in, but McTominay, I don't really think it's a smart decision.
I think West Ham need to be careful, man. Honestly, I think Tyler hit it spot on. They're gonna be playing in the Europa League, and if they want to do good in the Premier League, they're gonna struggle if they don't have enough squad depth to perform. They might just end up having to, say, you know what, we made the Europa League, but we can't get relegated either. Like,
it's gonna be tough, dude.
yeah, that's what. It's not easy playing in two competitions. Everyone knows that. So if you don't have the team, like you're gonna start struggling, and the fans will turn on you quick, especially on David Moyes. I'm sorry, but that's just you know,
Yeah.
I think
Johnny
the
knows
big
all about that.
I think the big thing too is like I understand it's supposed to be a direct replacement for Rice, but like with they lost. I think I'm looking at their transfer
It's not
market right
direct
now.
because they're looking for more than one
Well,
midfielder.
I know, but they also lost Lanzini, and then
But
they
she
also
didn't.
lost Kamaka.
Manzini didn't
So
really
like,
play anymore.
I
well,
was
I
like,
know, but
how?
like
Don't tell me with
even then
Mancini.
though, so like
That's squad.
your
That's
only
tough, bro,
attackers right
man.
now are
Which is
Cornet,
they still have the
Benrahma,
money.
Bowen, and Ings, and
Which was my
Antonio.
point that I feel like they should sign a striker with the money
But
they
like,
got.
but even in their midfield depth, like they still have like Thomas Suchek and Paqueta and all these players. Like I understand you wanted the Rice signing, but like you could have gotten a $60 million striker in from wherever. Just like we talk about United. Like why is it not a higher priority to get balls on net?
Chelsea, you mean?
No, even United, they spent 80 million with Højlund or whatever his name is. You could have bought him for 30 million if you're West Ham. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just like it's one of those things where you could have prioritized 35 million to bolster something that you don't
But I want to
have.
know who these scouts are because I have a feeling that all of us could do better than any of them. Fuck them,
Well,
bro. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
All
I
right, so
think the
let's
big
move
thing
on
is
to
too.
PSG. PSG finally got their new striker. Obviously, we've seen them making tons of moves in the transfer window. We talked about them losing Messi, possibly losing Mbappe, and now Neymar wanting out. So they got to replace their front three. They did get Asensio in. They did get who's the other attacker that they got in? Drawing a blank. Oh, Kolo Muani.
Colomwani.
And now they signed Gonzalo Ramos. Gonzalo Ramos, I can't remember how much he ended up going for, but they did get their new striker. He is, really, really, really hyped up right now. He had a crazy World Cup. He was one of Benfica's top players last season. We see this happen a lot. We saw it with John Felix. We saw it with Darwin Nunez. This is the next one in line, Benfica's new best striker. And he did do really well for Portugal, so I think it's a good signing. We'll see. PSG obviously is looking to go in a different direction. No superstars, young upcoming talent. They obviously got Dembele too. So Dembele was the other one. So they got plenty of good players in. They bolstered their squad quite a bit. They don't have the names that they had anymore, but this team is very, very diverse. So just another player to add to the list. You guys have any thoughts on Gonzalo Ramos and Kolo Muani?
He's a beast.
Yeah, I agree.
Which one?
Both of them.
Both.
Any of 'em.
I mean, look, if you think about this, Asensio, who is, very, very experienced player and played in the biggest games. Dembele, who's very, very creative. Kolo Muani has been one of the best young and up-and-coming strikers. And now you get add Gonzalo Ramos to that mix. I think it's promising. I don't know if it gets you a Champions League, which is obviously their goal, but it's exciting, and it's not what we're used to seeing: Mbappe, Neymar, Messi. So
I think they learned.
something different. I don't think they'll have
Yeah,
that
like
power
Oliver
shift
said.
with players anymore.
Yeah, I think like Oliver said, I think they learned from signing big players, yo. Like, I feel like the Eagles are too much for that club.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
Getting
we could say that, but they also are about to sign Dembele as well. So like, and then like Asensio's from Real Madrid, like, and
But
PSG
they,
have won just league. So
yeah,
like,
but they're not like
I mean, I get it's not Messi and Neymar and whatnot, but
yeah, they're not
all
like
the
top
players
tier
that we're
players.
talking about are like better than playing for PSG.
Oh yeah.
I
Like
don't
like Asensio should be playing somewhere better than France.
know.
100%. Syria,
but to
Premier
Jeff's
League.
point, none of these players have ever had ego issues. They've had other issues in the sense of like they've wanted more playing time and stuff like that, but none of them have ever had an issue that at least that we've heard of in the news saying, oh, like they feel like they deserve more, they're better than someone else. Most of these
Like
players actually are. Yeah, go ahead.
like none of these players are gonna like cause a ruckus in the dressing room. I mean, I feel like
And I think that's the approach they're going for. Is some youth, some experience, and some people that are gonna work as a team more than try and look good individually. 'Cause, I mean, as good as Neymar and Mbappe were, obviously we saw moments where they didn't really run back because they wanted to, preserve their energy to attack and stuff.
you, you think Ramos starts over Muani or like Muani plays out wide.
I don't know, man. I haven't seen Ramos play out wide. I haven't seen much of him, so
Well, I know Ramos is straight up
is he
a
straight up striker?
decent laugh. Yeah, I think Ramos is straight up striker and Muani
Has he played out wide?
could flow out wide. Yeah, I mean, he fucking cost me a bet on the World Cup. Ugly ass dude.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm interested to see how they. I mean, Luis Enrique, obviously new coach too, so I wonder what formation he's going to play.
If I were PSG, I'd start both of them. Honestly, that's just my take in it, though.
4-4-2. I don't
Yeah,
know. 4-1-2-1-2. I don't know. Try something out. But
yeah,
yeah, I
It's
think
exciting to see. Though.
overall it's a positive
yeah. It is.
signing.
It
Yeah,
is. Yeah,
it's exciting. That's for sure. And another
I knew
exciting
PSG.
signing, especially for Tyler. You guys got the deal done. We've been talking about it for weeks, and you guys finally got it over the line. Guardiola is now a City player. I think that makes him the second most expensive center back in the Prem under Maguire
in the world.
and in the world. Okay,
Yeah,
so
he's over Maguire. Yeah.
just under Maguire, right?
Under Maguire, he's
Yeah.
cheaper than
Oh, I
Maguire.
thought it was over.
Just barely. I think it's like
I'm saying,
three?
but we paid for the refrigerator, bro.
Guys, you just remember he is cheaper than Maguire.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Which
we
is
just want to make sure that's super clear. That City paid less than
I also
Maguire.
saw that they paid 600 million on defenders since Pep Guardiola's been here.
It happens, I guess. I mean, it might be true. It's also like almost
It is
it's what it's
true.
9 years now, and like United spent more than Klopp's entire budget in 7
seen
years.
that.
In
I've
2
seen
years.
that.
Like
I've seen
I don't know why we're still talking about money here. Obviously, it's crazy,
because they signed a defender for 90
bro.
million. That's why we're talking about money right now.
I get it.
Cool.
I mean, it's crazy. You would think that it would. It makes sense. I think the biggest thing about this, though, he's so young, and like I think the average age of the City defense, I think it's like 24, which is nuts to think about. Like this could be a team for even past the Guardiola stage or era, whatever you want to call it. Like this team could be the same back line for too many years to come, depending on how the contracts fall and players and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like what Madrid are doing with the midfield with Camavinga, Bellingham,
Yeah, potentially. I think it's one of those.
Mendy. They're gonna be the 10-year, spots.
I think the difference between the two, and like I don't mean this to sound like in a snotty or crappy way, but like the players seem more proven from a City perspective. Like Chouameni and Camavinga were both like super hyped stars, right? And they flourished at
He
Madrid.
was really
They-
young, though.
Yeah,
That's-
they were young. That's my point though. And like, but Guardiola, Ake, Akanji, Ruben Diaz, these guys were already playing big minutes at big clubs. Not necessarily Ake. He came from Bournemouth and they were
So
relegated.
how
But
many
like,
and Camavinga were in the World Cup final?
I understand that, but they also like from the French league as a league signing, it's not like a guaranteed hit. Like the same way McAllister or James Rodriguez or these signings off the World Cup don't always pan out, and they were much younger than all of those players. But like for Guardiola, he's 24 off a decent World Cup
Yeah, Kim
and
was being
huge
yeah.
Champions League minutes with RB Leipzig. Like it's a more hard hitting signing. Like to say, hey, it has a lesser chance of failing
Yeah,
than Camavinga or Tchouameni.
I think focusing on the Guardiola deal, I think it's clear he's a really, really good center back.
So
I think
good.
he's rightfully one of the top rated center backs in the world, rightfully one of the second most expensive center back in the world, and just continues a trend of City signing some of the best players in the world because, what do you do when you're one of the best teams in the world? You improve on that, and they definitely improved their defense, adding this guy to the squad. So it's clear as day it's a positive signing, and just well done to City because any team would have taken this guy if they would have came in for him. Obviously, I don't think besides United and PSG, who's already signed multiple center backs, I don't think that many teams could have offered that much for a center back. But I mean, City, you can't fault City for that because that's literally, like Tyler said, it's a defender for ages.
I think if Liverpool would have got Champions League, I think they would have been in there for him. I'm surprised Liverpool haven't signed a center back yet in the last 2 windows. It seems like.
Time's running out.
It's one of those things where it's like it's a younger, newer upgrade on what City had previously, and so like the train keeps moving.
I talked to one of my friends who's a City fan, and we were talking about Guardiola, and he just mentioned the fact that it takes Messi to be the first guy to make you look bad. That's honestly like that's pretty impressive that it takes one of the best dribblers in the world to actually like make you look bad. So credit to him. Messi can make anybody look bad. So no faulting him for that. But
And like if it wasn't for France, like he would have won a World Cup.
so yeah.
Crazy to think about.
That was our final confirmed transfer. That is going to be the end of the wait. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.